Hey everyone, today I'm going to cover the Relic tier list for Season 12/Season 13. I don't think this tier list will change much in the upcoming season, eventually just adding the two new relics, which I do think are actually great. I will make videos on both of those relics when they get released, as I do plan to summon on them. Nonetheless, let's get to the actual tier list for the current relics that are pretty much viable. Almost all of them, or at least all the important relics, are currently viable. As you may know, the current relic rebate rotates every 4 weeks, so for 4 weeks you will be able to summon on Sarcophagus and Kusanagi as one of the two strongest relics, and then the Sarcophagus rotates out for the Magatama or Kusanagi. I'm not really sure which one of the two, but one of them will rotate out for the Magatama, so you will have 4 weeks in advance to prepare for 600 summons to get full value out of the rebate and therefore get the max value for the shards. My suggestion would be summoning on Magatama first up to the 3 stars, then Sarcophagus to 3 stars and then Kusanagi to 2 stars. Sarcophagus can actually work at just 2 stars, at 3 stars it's just for the PvP effect, but in PvE Sarcophagus can stop at 2 stars. As it's currently mandatory for the Rift Odyssey to beat it, but so is other heroes. We don't know whether Sarcophagus is going to be needed, but it's very likely fair to assume that it will be, because it's just one of the strongest relic. It increases the ultimate damage by 100% and then additionally scales up, which is pretty OP in the modes that have repeated actions such as Rift Odyssey and Tombs. So as for the excelling everywhere relics, you have Magatama, which is the perfect relic, by far its best relic in the game in the PvP and PvE. Its minimal star is 3 stars, its ideal star is 8 stars. Next up we have Banner, which is also pretty much ideal relic for both. It has a counter in PvP, it doesn't have a counter in PvE, but in PvE where you need DPS check rather than survival, Banner often gets replaced by Sarcophagus or the Lance relic. Banner, other than that, is the most broken relic for survival because of how many holy shields it provides. It needs a minimal of 3 stars and is ideal at 9 stars. 7 stars is enough, but 9 stars make it proc instantly, which is really good. Next on the list is the Thunderbelt. The Thunderbelt is the cheapest and the best relic you can spend on. Currently, the Thunderbelt, you can find it in the Valkyrie gift offers in the selectable pack for $50, 120 shards. This is worth it because at just $100 you're fully able to get the 3-star Thunderbelt and therefore fully clear the entire Celestial Trials and a bunch of Forgotten Lands for just $100. This is not something that you can get often so cheap for clearing majority of the game content and basically getting resources back from it. It's one of the best relics to spend in the game, especially in the early game, considering you will be fully clearing all of those without needing much of heroes. The relics that often pair with Thunderbelt is the chest, because you do want to cast it multiple times, the Thunderbelt, and then Hand of Tear for increase of HP or something similar to Hand of Tear. The Thunderbelt only really needs 3 stars for fully clearing entire PvE content in this game basically, apart from missions, Lost City. It's actually used in Palace of Penrose as well, so it's pretty much good for everything. It's not as ideal relic in the PvP though, and it, in my opinion, needs 9 stars to be usable because of the energy and because of its lackluster effect in the PvP. It's still a nice way to break holy shields and deal damage, but in my opinion it's not enough to consider it over other better relics. Next up we have the Planar Gate. The Planar Gate is absolutely amazing in PvP. It can be in any slot, it can be whatever you need it to fill the synergy. It's really ideal relic, and in PvE it's basically Kusanagi. At just 2 stars it does what Kusanagi does, but is a bit trickier to use. Kusanagi, it also only needs 2 stars, same as Planar Gate, but is cheaper and is pretty much free. Planar Gate needs 2 stars, which is a lot of diamonds considering a copy costs 60,000. And it can be used in position 3 for control immunity in PvP, and it can be used as a starter relic, which is pretty good in PvE and PvP. Issue with the Planar Gate's damage increase is that you must use it in position 2, which means you cannot delay it like you can delay Kusanagi. Kusanagi you can slot in position 3 and it will be delayed, so you will give a chance to your heroes to stack up their damage and then use the damage increase from the Kusanagi itself. You cannot do this with Planar Gate, but you can pair Planar Gate with Kusanagi, which is a really strong combo for the DPS checks. Then we have Sarcophagus. As I mentioned, minimal 2 stars for the PvE and 3 stars for PvP. Really benefits at having 9 stars, so you can instantly cast it, but it's not really a must be push thing, so it really solid relic. Works at 2 stars, really is good at 5 stars, and yeah, basically upgrade it as you can. Lens is still one of the better free-to-play relics that we ever got. The description of the Lens relic is wrong, it actually doubles the action. It doesn't double the damage enemies take, but doubles the action of your heroes. It's one of the must-have relics when it comes to Rift Odyssey, because Rift Odyssey is often an action check rather than a DPS check. So it helps teams that require a lot of actions to stack up faster, such as Pandora, and is mostly must have in there. It's also usable in Lost City, but Banner usually takes its spot, and is really ideal in the Palace of Penrose and mostly in the Forgotten Lands. Then we have Kusanagi, which, as I mentioned, is really only needs 2 stars. The next big power spike is 6 stars and then 8 stars. For PvP, 4 stars / 5 stars is nice, but really the relic just works at 2 stars, so you can push other relics while getting still value from just a 2-star Kusanagi. Then the newest relic, Telescope, has been rising a lot in PvE because it makes Deviant heroes ult a lot. It makes your Pandora do massive ults, and it's basically really insane because when you get your Pandora stacked up, every additional ultimate matters, and it's basically a bunch of billions damage increase just when Pandora ults from it. It's a really good relic, it's a really minimalistic relic, only really needs 2 to 3 stars and really doesn't have to go further. The synergies of the relics are not really ideal, but it is what it is, so it's mostly used in PvE, but it really rocks up in PvP as well because it's so cheesy. You can use Hades with it to ultimate round 1 and steal an enemy hero, or basically eat it. Then we have Gleipnir, which turns out Gleipnir is a bit weaker than the Telescope, it seems, and these two don't work together. If your hero uses ultimate from the Telescope and then you proc Gleipnir, it will not reset the hero's ultimate, so they're not really a good combo. I thought they would be amazing combo, but they're not. So Gleipnir, while it's still a good relic, I think the Telescope will outshine it because of the additional Pandora ultimate, whereas Gleipnir only really makes her ult faster and doesn't really increase the amounts of ultimates she does. And we move to the more PvP oriented relics, which is Chest, Cauldron, the Nether Flame, or rather the Underworld Key, the newest relic, the Claw, and the Knight's Edge. Why is Knight's Edge here? It's because Knight's Edge is one of the oldest relics and is still one of the better relics in the game just because of the leech rate it provides. It also provides attack increase and is currently bugged, so it really only needs 1 star to provide everything said. So for Chest, the minimal usage is 3 stars, but really only starts shining at 6 to 9 stars. That's the most powerful relic in the PvP, because at 9 stars it will make enemy relic energy at 0, assuming you're the one who attacks. You can also cheese this by using the healing ways into the chest into some reset relic, and they will also get the 0 energy for relics, but it's a bit tedious thing to do, and it's only working on cheesy setups in PvP. Cauldron only really needs 2 stars. The duration of the damage immunity doesn't increase with the Cauldron star level, so only the damage split part does, so going above is only if you're dying from your own Cauldron, which never really happens. This is one of the best relics to stop CC, because it stops any damage taken, it stops any CC that's possible to get. It's really one of the best relics in the game. At just 2 stars provides complete immunity for the entire round. Then next up is the Underworld Key. This is a pretty expensive relic. Its minimal usage is 3 stars, but it really only shines at 9 stars. It does insane damage, but it's really Mystifier / Valiantors oriented in my opinion, and it's really good. The stun it provides is really nice, and the damage it does is only good against the weaker accounts of your own. So it doesn't really do much to whales, but it does hurt the other players. The next relic we have is the newest relic, which I really don't know the name for, but it's basically some kind of Egyptian. The newest relic, I think that's Scepter, I'm not really sure what its name is, but it's basically one of the best relics to go up against Mystifiers. It cleanses all the corrode in round 1, it cleanses all the stuns as well in round 1, or rather in the round you proc it. So it's pretty good relic in PvP, not really good in PvE, but in PvP it really shines and it's pretty much used as a counter relic or rather a relic when you need something specific to be done. The claw is mostly used as a relic that counters the flame banner, but it's really hard to trigger. It's mostly nowadays used as a synergy filler, so basically any third chrono relic for Dooms or Avengers this relic will do, but you can also use it to trigger for the Holy Shield removal. And as I mentioned, Night's Edge, one of the cheapest and best old school relics, and is still used to this day because it's really simple and really works and does the job done. Then we have the PvP niche relics. I'm not going to go too deep in this, so basically just a short description of every relic. The Trident is an expensive relic, only really needs 9 stars to fully shine, and is often paired with Judgment Blades because it increases the relic damage of all relics, and basically these two are paired together to do an insane amount of damage to the enemy heroes with just relics damage. Then we have Python's Mirror, which needs at the minimum 2 stars I think, and is really good at 9 stars or 8 stars when the revivals become insane. It's mostly PvP relic and doesn't do much in PvE. Same goes for the Tempest Hammer at 3 stars, or rather at 5 stars. It already stuns 2 opponents for 3 or 2 rounds. It's really insane, it's really valuable and a really good relic for Dooms in PvP. Zephyr Spear is mostly used in the first 2 Foggies where shielding is increased for the Avengers to increase their attack and shield, which often helps Magatama. Then we have the Weeping Blade, which was one of the best relics in the game when it was released, but nowadays it's mostly outdated and only used in the Sanctuary comps with either Ophelia or Narissa. Then we have the Cauldron, which is only used with Wukong nowadays. Before it was used to duplicate the buffs received on the majority of the heroes, but nowadays it's only a Wukong enabler, often paired with the chest to trigger multiple swaps. Then we have the Fortitude relic, the Torch, which was one of the best relics in my opinion released, but then they released Phoenix, which counters the Fortitude with its Execute, so this relic only serves as a synergy filler and as a HP buffer. And then the Vanquisher, or rather the Scissors, really needs 8 stars to guarantee the Purify and transfer the Purify to the enemies, mostly used in the Whale lobbies and mostly used to, with as I mentioned, same pretty much case scenario with the Scepter, mostly used when you have a plan in your head to counter something enemy does. For the Ignore tier, these relics you absolutely ignore, they're the garbage of the garbages, definitely not worth picking up from anywhere. And then the outdated fillers, I won't talk a lot about them, but the bow from Mystifiers is still really good relic and a really good source of holy shields if you lack survival. Leviathan needs 9 stars to proc the instant silence. The boat is really nice in PvP for the Dooms because of the HP increases. The X is really niche and really needs high stars to be used in Valiantors mostly. The Scales often paired with Enchanters with someone like the newest Ayushta. Swollen's Shield mostly paired with Ophelia or other sanctuary-based comps, and the Hand of Tyr is one of the better relics but slightly outdated. It's still used in the Avengers. It might deserve to be first in this line, I'm not sure. I maybe didn't really order this line, so apart from that, that's it for the tier list. In the next video I'm going to cover the combo list and where you can use the relics, because this video ended up taking a bit of time, more time than I anticipated. So I will make a part 2 of this video pretty much to cover which relic you can use where and the combos if there will be enough time. So see you in the next one.